Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
I'm Carol Massler, along with Tim Stanovic. Let's get to some stocks on the move with us. To do that is Bloomberg News cross-asset reporter Denitsa Sukova. She's here in studio. You want to start with retail stocks. What's going on?
Yeah, we had a great day for the S&P, but not so much for the retail sector. That was the one that was hurt the most after we learned that the Supreme Court wouldn't release its highly anticipated decision today. Two names I'm looking at, Under Armour and Kohl, both of them were down about 6% today. Really a lot of pressure there. We saw some of those names rallying into closer to the decision, so there was some optimism there. And another thing with the delay of the decision is that there has been so much uncertainty, and all those retail names have been under so much pressure that you can see that any delay is weighing additionally on that. It's not only those names. We have Lululemon, we have Best Buy, we have American Eagle. All of those are under a lot of pressure today. Now we know the Supreme Court decision is moved to Wednesday, but even with that, we know that a lot of companies like Costco are suing for refunds. But even if the decision is against the Supreme Court, then the decision about the refunds may move to lower courts. So it's still, we're going back to that uncertainty, and the victim of that is retail stocks.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about what's going on with Intel, another company on your radar today.
I feel like the chip sector, there's been a lot of movement today to the upside.
Yeah, Intel has been doing so well. It rose more than 10%. This is the highest level since March 2024. Of course, the ticker is INTC. It's coming also from news by the White House. President Trump praised Intel CEO after their meeting. They had a meeting at the White House. After that, he took over social media and he said, "We made a great deal, and so did Intel." There is a lot of optimism there. And of course, they recently had a new CEO take over. There has been a lot of optimism since then. He's been really shoring up a lot of the troubled business. But yet, we're yet to see if the new investment is actually paying off and all those new chips are going to prove, and whether Intel can actually take a serious share of that business despite the big rally we're seeing in the stock.
I don't know. I don't know if I envy the position of a corporate executive who is in charge of a company that has U.S. ownership. It's all well, the tweets are great or the social media posts are great when the stock is up. But when the stock goes down, is that phone going to ring? And is there going to be an angry president on the other side of that?
I don't know, but it's certainly a new world order, right? Like, it's just kind of blows my mind. I think a lot of people, when you think about the U.S. government ownership in Intel so directly, right? Versus maybe some other type of policy to support the industry or the company specifically. From chips to guacamole, we go.
To lunch bowls.
I love
it's
chips
very
and guacamole.
important. Well, yeah, we've been talking about the lunch bowl era ending, but we're seeing some optimism there. Two names, Chipotle and Cava. Both of them have initiated coverage at Telsey Advisory Group, and the initiation is starting with overweight. So pretty bullish thing there. Chipotle is up on the news as much as 2%. The ticker, of course, is CMG. Cava also gained on the news. It was up as much as 3.6%. Now the gains are a little bit smaller, but still a lot of optimism there. The ticker, of course, is CAVA. We're seeing an interesting trend in Chipotle, and I'm sure you've seen it at other brands. It's all about proteins. They've introduced those menus that have so much proteins, like 30 grams.
Didn't they always have a lot of proteins?
No, but now, even if you go to Sweetgreen, I think it was like 100 grams of protein. It's like a constant amping up those numbers, and there is optimism there. They're saying Chipotle remains on track to become a leading global restaurant. Same thing for Cava. What the analyst is pointing out that some young consumers are wary and perhaps are not going back to those brands. And 2025 was definitely a soft year for those lunch bowls we've been talking about. But maybe there is more good news going ahead.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.